Holla at your boy real quick, man. Here we go again. Cleveland Browns go down 21-17. I'm pissed, man. I mean, I'm over this because I know you're gonna come with the silver lining and finding a good thing about it and all of that. But at the end of the day, I was a very big advocate for Stefanski, right? And first off, that play where you don't run out and make them run out the timeout. True enough, they never used it, so we can't even say that was a big play. But at the same time, do the things that you're supposed to do to win the game. Like put a little more pressure on them where they don't feel like they got the comfortability to run a full offensive playbook when they don't have a timeout, right? It's just like you don't know how to win games. Obviously, that's what is coming to the point now. And and for you to be coach of the year 2020 and 2023, and you don't know how to win games no more. It's just like, come on. Yeah, they air out the team. This is taking the air out the team. Defense, yes. Defense got 2 turnovers, and then they failed at the end. But offense, you put up 17. You had an opportunity to try to get at least 3 more. No, you still would have lost by 1. I mean, so I guess I don't know. It's just I don't even know no more. Go ahead. What you got?
In this whole game, I felt that the defense did not play up to their potential. Yes, they got the ball back twice. Yes, I understand that. And we didn't do anything. No, well, we did do something with it the first time. But the last 3 possessions was horrible. The defense did not play up to their potential. Yes, we can call that play that Stefanski did by not being able to get their, take away all their timeouts. We can say that's a big deal, but like you said, really and truly, they didn't need it. And to me, that falls on the defense more than that falls on Stefanski. Yes, it was a bonehead play by Stefanski, but at the end of the day, it did not affect the score. The defense is what affected the score when you look at it.
Yeah. And I cannot say they did not. They did not play up to par. Not when these guys got 4 linemen out and you guys don't take advantage of that. They got better in the second half. But I mean, you let Carson Wentz look like he is an all-pro, and that shouldn't happen to me. I mean, he went 25 for 34 for 236. He only threw 1 touchdown. So when you look at it, Gabriel, I ain't gonna say he outplayed him. He 19 for 33, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. But it's just, I guess I'm just so tired of having to try to come up with a reason or excuse, or we're content with they played better. It was a more fluid game. Yeah, we can say those things. We can, and it was. But that's what we living for. That's what we playing for. Like we had this game won. Minnesota was trying to give it to us all. Get the whole second half. They didn't want it. They ready to go home. They've been there 2 weeks. They ready to get back to London. They ready to get back to their regular home. And you guys just don't know how to win games no more. Or ever. Like, I can't even say no more.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that the defense was overconfident by the fact that they did not have all their linemen. I think the defense came in a little more confident than they should have been. I think it showed in their play. I think the fact that we offense we had a rookie quarterback. And the offense seemed like they showed up more than the defense today. Mind you, our offense ain't number one. Our defense was ranked number one. So you would expect them to come in and play harder. And yes, they got the ball back twice. But the fact is that the defense still should have been the one that should have carried this team today.
Now, I give you that. But if we look at those stats, though, the defense did get 2 turnovers, right? But
right.
Offense, when you have to hold the ball and run the clock out, you hold the ball for you can have a ball for 11 seconds in a series. So what do? You got your defense tired again. You have them, they come right back in, and then they have to come right back in again from 11 seconds of offense. Because why? Stefanski, you want to get cute. Instead of, you've been running the ball all day down their throat. So when there's 5-7 minutes left, here you go with out pass, which was an easy play. I understood it, but see, that's when you start wondering, and I didn't want to try to get into this, but that's where you start wondering, hey, Gabriel, is it not it's the accuracy. It's, and then, because that was a simple play to Njoku, and you literally overthrew him. He was wide open. You threw it too hard. The bootleg was fine. You had no pressure. That should have been an easy throw. So, and I'm saying that to say, although the kid did good, his stats will look good enough to where everybody be like, oh, well, she looked good. But then I still seen some things that made me say, well, that still may not be the guy. Is that meaning that I'm looking for this? I don't know. But I'm just saying it makes me just say those little small plays, maybe that drive goes a little better because Njoku had it going. He get that pass, maybe he can get 5 yards, and then it's a 2nd and 5. But at the end of the day, Stefanski, run the ball. You've been running it great all day. We haven't had that type of production with run. The offense showed you they was pushing them back. They controlled the line of scrimmage. Continue to do it. Why do you got to be pretty? Why you got to be the smartest man in the room? It's just frustrating, man.
Well, the fact is that yes, I agree that Stefanski, he made some calls that probably most Brown fans won't agree with. But at the end of the day, I think that when you look at it, I still put the blame on the defense. I'm sorry, I still put the blame on the defense. The defense couldn't hold. They were at their 20, 24, something like that. The last drive.
Yeah.
He went down throwing the ball. They knew he was gonna throw the ball.
Yeah. No, defense faded out on the.
And Ward, Ward didn't show up today. Newsom didn't show up today. So we
I think Newsom had an okay game, being that he's going to get Jefferson. He's not the guy. 50-50 ball with Jefferson and Ward. I think, of course, Jefferson's a tall receiver. So I can see him getting that. Now, that last play, they tried to say he was baiting them in to think Wentz wouldn't be able to get that throw off. But I guess Ward didn't play up to his potential.
Yeah, at that point, I think we should have been going after the quarterback on that play. It should have been, it shouldn't even have been the fact that he would have had to have scrambled. Maybe he wouldn't have made the play. Maybe he would have. Who knows? But there was no scramble. He just made the catch.
Yeah, I just,
and the receiver made the catch. So I don't know. I think we got a lot to blame Stefanski for, but I don't I'm not quite sure if it's blaming him for the loss. Just not sure about.
Right. So yeah, defense just Schwartz playing a zone in a certain time where he gave up to their tight end in the middle and gave up a good 15, 20 yards there, and that got him going and got in the rhythm. It's just, I mean, it like I said, we don't play complementary football, and that's this bad thing about it. We can't get clicking all at once. Like if it's the offense good, the defense not good. If the defense good, the offense not good, or special teams not good. It's just complementary football, man, and that's the sign of a good team. That's the sign of a good organization. Now we understand that we are not expected to be a good team, right? We totally understand that, and I totally understand that. I love our rookies. Our rookies are balling. Like we found the stud, we found the cowbell running back in Judkins. We see that. That he reminds me of how we found Chubb in that Baltimore game. We came and ran those two big runs back, and we seen and we had the guy we wanted, right? So it
Right.
looked like we have it there in Judkins. And then he's kind of a little bit more physical than Chubb, and that helps too because he can be bruising and when you start winding down defenses when you got the game won. But you know what? Though we got to have a coach that realizes when you got that situation and do it the way you're supposed to do it. And I hate to say it because I hate to have to keep starting over, but I do believe it's time for Stefanski to go because it's just like I don't understand what he doing no more. At first, I used to think it was stability. You see, like you think about the hardball with Baltimore. He been there for 18, 19 years, right? And it's been the fact a lot of times they've been wanting his head too, but then they lock in and they let him get it. I guess maybe the Super Bowl with Ray Lewis and all of that helps him out. But it's just like these plays, like you seem like you're still learning, and it seems like you should have learned a little bit more, especially if you've been the coach of the year for 2 years. I don't know. I mean, I know I feel like I'm ranting, but I don't know if I'm just thrown off because of this loss because I felt like we had this game and then we just sit up there and just Browns find a way to lose. They're like it's not even find a way to win, find a way to lose.
But at the end of the day, the game ain't won until 60 minutes is over. We can't
Yeah,
say
absolutely.
you can't say you felt like we won the game. If the clock don't hit zero, you haven't won the game. Yes. Did we lead majority of the game? Yes, we did. But that's where um, you can realize that either it can be your defense or your offense that's going to fail you, and the defense failed. Period.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely did. They gave up 349 total yards today. 252 of it was passing. Gave up 97 rushing for like 5.7 yards a play. I mean,
But
we
did
had,
we know? But
you
did
know
we?
what another big factor was for us though, as I'm looking at it, 10 penalties for
Yeah,
78 yards. That
yeah,
don't help you either. You
yeah,
know, it's
yeah.
very rare you lose when you get +2 and they take away, give away. So
Yeah. I think we have to step back and look at our situation. And I
mm,
think as Browns fans who's been rooting for the Browns for a long time, um, I can be optimistic. I know you sometimes can't. I can look at it and say, hey, maybe we found a quarterback that can do some things that we need him to do in order to score the ball. Are we going to have the fact that, are we going to have situations where the defense just, I'm not going to say an absolute collapse because I would be wrong if I said that.
right,
But
yeah,
it wasn't Cleveland Brown defense. What have ranked them number one, what, 3 weeks in a row? Was it three
right,
weeks in a
right.
row?
Yeah, they're the number
So
one defense stopping the run, and really, I think total yards as well.
right. So we have to look at that. I think next week the defense gonna show up. Now we got to see if Gabriel gonna show up. And that's how we got to look at it. We got to take baby steps. We can't think that because we change quarterbacks, everything is just gonna be, different. That's not how it. That's just not how it is. That's
Right,
not how the football game is played. It's momentum. It's a lot of things that come into wins. You
right.
know, and at the end of the day, Minnesota had the ball at the tail
Right
end,
there.
and they made a throw because I was hoping for at least go down and get 3 points in regulation, and then we go into overtime and see what happens. But that didn't
Right.
happen. So
And then and when you say that, it's like, and that was at worst, right?
right,
Because you was
right,
assuming that the defense steps up. That it's where we would want to be.
right,
You give us this scenario before the game start. Browns up 17-14 with 2-3 minutes left against Carson Wentz. With going against the Browns defense with them down 4 linemen. You're feeling great about that. Give me that, and
right,
I'll ask for that
right,
situation every time.
right.
And it's just like I guess because I don't believe, like I said, I don't believe we're tanking. I believe definitely trying to win these
Oh, I
games.
definitely don't believe we're tanking. Definitely don't believe we're tanking. But I knew the last three after they got the ball back and they didn't score. After the defense gave them the ball back and they didn't score, and then they didn't score in the last two possessions. I kind of knew we were in trouble.
Yeah.
You can't give Carson Wentz that many chances. You just can't.
And right. I'll say Carson Wentz, which is probably the latter quarterback where you possibly could. But the point of it is you can't give any NFL quarterback that many opportunities and chances to get it back going.
Well,
And go ahead.
the reason why I say Carson Wentz is because he was throwing the football
Yeah,
and
he
he
was
was
balling.
accurate and he was hitting the receivers.
Yeah, he
So
was
that
balling.
was the game we was in. So that's why I'm saying Carson Wentz, because
Right.
that was the game we were in. And like
No,
you
no,
said, we can't give any quarterback that much,
right,
that many chances.
right. And like you said, Browns just don't step up, or the defense don't step up there, and it just costs us another game. Uh, and I it's just another. What who we got next week? Pittsburgh, I think.
Steelers.
Steelers at home or what? Or we away? I'm not even familiar right now.
I'm not sure. I think we're at home, but I'm not positive. I
Okay.
think we're at home, but I'm not positive. But the fact is that that's going to be a tough game, and That's when it's going to show up whether he is the Cleveland Browns quarterback or not.
So for me, no, we're in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
So
we're in
for
Pittsburgh.
me,
Okay.
yeah, I guess because I heard that statement you just said that we find out if he's our quarterback. We remember we got a whole nother rookie here too that we still got to
Right,
see.
right, right,
So how do you figure that out? Say Gabriel is doing well, right? Next few weeks he's doing well. He wins some games. How do you make a switch? Like, what do you wait for him to drop the ball before you make a switch to put in the other rookie so we can see what we got?
The point is that our quarterback situation has been so crazy the last 3 to 4 years that you can't keep snatching quarterbacks out and putting new quarterbacks in. You just can't do it. Now, if Gabriel get hurt, that's another situation, you know, and that's the only way I think that the rookie will show up, meaning Sanders, is if there's an injury. I don't think that they're
So
going to keep
okay,
snatching them in and out. I don't think so.
so wait a minute. So you telling me Shador don't get in unless an injury to Gabriel
I can't see it.
for the season?
Well, I can't see it. But hey, who knows?
I
Who
mean,
knows?
the reason why, the reason why I say, especially if you won 5-1-7, I mean,
That's a
if
different situation. But you
yeah,
have to
yeah,
look. Have you looked at our AFC North standings, though? I mean, even though we lost this game, we're not lost in the thick of things. We got the Bengals 2-2. Okay, of course, the Steelers is 3-1. They're leading the AFC North. But when you look at the next, it's 2-2, which is the Bengals, and they don't have their quarterback. And then after that, I mean, okay, we're 1-4, but I still don't think we can't move up the ladder. I don't think we.
yes. The thing about it for me, because what you saying that it's I feel like that's that optimism in you because you're believing like what playoffs or something like we
No, no,
know
no, no,
that's not
no,
the
no,
case.
no. I'm not believing in playoffs, but in this game of football, you never know what happens. Who would have thought that they was going to lose Burrows for 3 to 4 weeks? Who would have thought that? This is a game of injuries that will derail your season.
Right,
Period. That
right,
this is a game that in sports that injuries will affect your team.
right.
So that's what I'm saying. If we're 1-5, or I mean, if we're down the line, and there's no way that we're going to be able to, our season is kind of like over. Will they put in Shador? Probably will. We,
I,
the season is 17 games.
right.
Okay, we don't play what, 4?
Yeah. 5.
So
Yeah.
let's see what happens. I Gabriel didn't hurt himself today. He didn't.
No, he looked solid. I mean,
Yeah, he
but
looked solid.
he looked solid, and a couple of you can see the little things that we have to worry about, the issues that we have to worry about when we had Baker. He's shorter than Baker, right?
Right.
So we
Right.
got to start wondering about the padded balls that's going to come. Like
Right.
we have to
Right.
understand he wasn't able to really get the full realm of him because we weren't just going down the field. So he was dinking and dunking for him for a minute. So all of these things come into play when you thinking about is this guy it? Because like I said, the goal is we got all of these different first round draft picks and all these different picks to be prepared for maybe a possible franchise quarterback for next year. But we got two guys sitting here now. So that's why it's like, hey, Gabriel, I believe it. I believe, like I said, you played solid, great come out for your first game of the season. I think that was good. Versus a pretty good defense too. They
Yeah.
didn't they didn't rattle him too much. He seemed like he was able to handle a Brian. I can't think of my man last name, but a great defensive coordinator, and he hasn't
Right.
lost to a rookie but one, which was
Right.
your boy Lawrence, Trevor Lawrence. So he's
Right.
still 10-1 versus rookies. But I felt like he handled his own Gabriel.
Yeah.
But I still think if you I put it to you like this. If you don't see what Shador is, you do need to get rid of him because he's a distraction.
Right.
What fifth round quarterback you seeing getting interviews? Like he shouldn't be getting interviewed. Going to the quarterback room and learn that playbook. Get prepared for your opportunity, and make sure you're ready for that because
But who's
you
saying
already
that they?
know.
Yeah, you're right. Who's saying that he isn't though? It's the fact is that because of the way the Browns drafted these quarterbacks, Gabriel is the one right now. because the way they were drafted. So,
Right.
is it Shador's fault? Is it Gabriel's fault? No, it's the way they were drafted and the way the Browns choosing to handle it. And I can't say it's wrong or right. I don't know, because we haven't really seen what Shador can do. We haven't really seen what Gabriel can do. All we know is that Flacco isn't it. Basically, that's all we know. That's all we
Right.
know.
I mean, I will get an old man a break. Like you said, we should have kept him the following year after he
Right.
did what he did. Let him have that year, and then kind of
Yeah.
moved on.
Right.
Well, I wanted to give us just some stats because we like to always make sure they know what went on. So, like you said, Gabriel ended up going 19 for 33, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. Judkins did great, carried the ball 23 times, got 110 yards, 4.8 a carry. Uh, Believe it or not, Jerome Ford had 5 rushes for 18 yards, but I liked how he was running hard. So I think seeing Judkins run and seeing that his job is being taken is making him stop tiptoeing and dancing in them holes. So
Right.
that was a good to see. Uh, another good eyesight and another good sighting that I seen today was Njoku. He got him involved. Six
Right.
catches
Yeah.
for 67 yards,
Right.
11.2 carries plus a touchdown. So you seen him all excited, running around there, feeling good, getting back into the swing of things. And you would have thought that would have happened with Flacco because that's his favorite targets are our tight ends. But I think what the rookie had learned is that that's something maybe Flacco told him. That's your safety measure there.
Mhm.
Get it to your tight ends. There's your safety outlet. So um, you know, yeah, as I'm cooling down now, I do want to say like you've seen promising things in Gabriel. We know what we got in this in the Bill horse with Junkins. The Judy still need to catch the ball. I mean,
Did he get a target today?
yeah, he got a couple of targets.
Oh, the
He
one he
actually had
dropped. The one he
a
dropped.
couple.
Yeah, the one he dropped. Okay.
Right,
Did he get
he
it?
had
I,
two.
I mean, did he get any more after that? I can't
Probably not.
remember.
No, he had 2 catches for 15 yards, and you can't get mad at nobody but yourself because it's you. Now we've seen a little more accuracy, and then a stat that I want to be able to see and talk about, which you don't think happens from a bad team, and is that we haven't been turning the ball over. The last 2 games, we haven't turned the ball over any, and so we've been plus in in that category a lot. The last 2 games, so it's just tough to see. I guess again, those are the silver linings that we can say. Hey, you're holding on to the ball. So it's different things that are and that is working for us. It's just we can't. We got to get over that hump. Came so close to getting over that 20, or at least getting to 20 points.
Right.
Um, but just another tough loss for the Browns and Dogs, man.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, you have to realize that those first three games that we played, that kind of set us back.
Juggernaut game, yeah, yeah.
And they were juggernaut games. I think if sometimes our coaching staff is so conservative that they don't know how to step up. Because I mean, you got Joe Flacco out there. Okay, you played him the first game. Well, the game the Baltimore game. After that game, you should have put Gabriel in there,
Hmm.
and then that way we would have kind of been because it seemed like us playing Flacco really put us 3 games behind.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean,
I
I
mean,
think
2 games behind. I'm sorry, because he played 3 games and we won one. We
right,
won
right.
one. So
I
two
didn't
two
have a
games.
problem. I didn't have a problem, honestly, with putting Flacco in for those first one. I think we needed we needed veteran leadership. I think we need with the quarter of the schedule as tough as it which was the toughest schedule in the NFL now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think you had to put a veteran in there. You don't want to take a rookie's confidence before he can even get it going, you know. And I think you needed to see that. So I didn't have a problem with that. I'm okay with. I think, like you said, I think you said earlier, and I don't know because we had technical difficulties, but you did have a good point earlier where you said the Browns looked at the Giants and seeing what their rookie came and did, and that may
Right.
have persuaded them to say, "Hey, we may can move a little earlier." And on that
Right.
decision. And I think it you know, and it turned out to work out pretty good. Like, but you know, to start Flacco the first four with the toughest schedule in the season, that quarter of the season, I didn't have a problem with that. You know, it's just, hey, next week, can you flush it? You know, you got a long flight back. You know, it would have been great to have that win with it. Long flight back over the pond, as they say. Get back in and go beat them Squillers. Now, you beat them Squillers, you're really giving the Browns. Browns fans are pretty excited with you. It really don't matter what you do for the next 3 weeks if you can beat them Steelers. So,
I think that the situation with Gabriel and playing the Steelers is how poised he's going to be. Is he going to be poised? We need him to be poised. He seemed pretty poised today, but we're going to see if he's going to be that way playing the Steelers coming up against a good defense.
right.
You
Being that
know,
he was in a neutral site, now we get the real fans
right,
all up
right. And
on
right. He's in Steelers territory, and
right.
see what happens then. I I just hope that Stefanski has learned that his play calling does affect the game. I mean, I know he knows that
You
as a
got to know
coach.
that, right?
You
Right.
know
Yeah.
he knows that as a
Right.
coach. But it's the, as you say, the cuteness. Let's just run the ball. If you got Junkins out there, you see what he doing. But you know what? In reality, when I think back on it, we did run him for the first 2 downs. We did run him
Mhm.
for, and he didn't get any. You know, he wasn't getting any
Right.
yards.
Yeah.
So I guess he thought that which he should have went on and ran him because then that would have the clock probably would have they would have had to use their last time out.
Right.
And
Right.
that's where the problem lies with that call.
Right.
Would we have gotten the first down? Probably not, but it would have helped them um, to call their last time out. But in hindsight, it didn't matter. It didn't
Didn't
matter.
matter.
It didn't
It
matter.
didn't. It didn't matter. Well,
Yeah.
uh, so we got the Steelers next week, 1 o'clock in it's not Three Rivers anymore. I forget the name of their stadium, but
Oh, it's a weird name. It's a weird name.
yeah, we went out there for one game, but let's just go Browns on, you know. So for just to recap, Junkins had a good game. Gabriel looked good. Defense let us down. Score ended up being 21-17. Browns lose a heartbreaker in the last seconds. Tough loss. But I mean, at the end of the day, we had some silver lining and it looked pretty good, huh, Ma?
Well, I think we had some positive
Yeah.
situations that we can look back on, and hopefully they can continue next week. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to see what Gabriel can do in a hostile territory. I'm
Mhm.
looking for what he can do when he got the defense barreling down on him. Let's see what he can do. I think if our defense come back to its form, the Steelers game is going to be a close, tight game. That's how I'm looking at it. If all these things can happen at the same time, we can get Gabriel to be poised. We can get him to understand that what this game is. This Steelers versus the Brown or the Brown versus the Steelers, whichever way you want to look at it. If he can understand that this is a big game for Cleveland in lots of ways, because if you beat them, they go down 3-2. Well, I don't know what's going on this game. Who are they playing this? I don't even know who the Steelers is playing today or tomorrow. Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just say if they win today. We're gonna say if they win today. But if they lose today and we come back and we can beat them, and then we only can be hopeful. We can only be where we're moving forward. We're moving to a situation where maybe we can be looking for, rising through the standings.
I think the Steelers got a bye this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes it even better. That makes it better because right now they're 3-1. They play us and they lose, then they're 3-2, and that makes us 2-4, which is not bad right now. When I look at it, it's not bad on the situation of the fact that the Bengals do not have their quarterback. Now the quarterback is playing. I didn't think they would get another win, but they did. So we got to look at it what it is, and I think that
I'll say it like this: mathematically, we're not out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, mathematically. Okay.
What I mean?
Okay,
So,
I agree with that.
that takes almost to the last game of the season anyway. I mean, like I said,
it's not good for the Browns. As a Browns fan, we want them to win every game, which we know that's not how it goes. But as a Brown fan, no, this game doesn't feel good because we felt that they had the game because the majority of the time they had the lead, and I think they control. I think they control the
time of possession.
Yeah.
I can give you that stat. Give me 2 seconds. The Browns, they did by a minute. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
About 58 seconds, but they did. So I mean, yeah, I'm promising. It's promising. I mean, it's tough to take the L again, but it's a promising look at it. It was kind of weird today with this 9:30 start because I seen you yawn, I've yawned, I'm ready for a nap. Nah, they didn't took they didn't took my day out. I threw my hat today, so I'm still invested. Almost crushed my hat, so and I like this hat. It's like a helmet.
Not your new Browns hat.
I was ready to crush it because it's just like, man, give me one. I was hoping to have a good week, start out a good week, but that's okay. We got the Steelers. Go give me the Steelers win, and all is well.
All is forgiven. All is forgiven. All is forgiven. We got to look at some of the situations. I mean, going over to London, they've been overseas for what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
So you got to look at it. It's a lot of things that come into winning and losing football games. And, even though we want to sit here and try to pinpoint certain things, it's a lot goes into it. So we didn't win this one. Let's try to win next week because that's the one that's going to really count for the fans.
Right.
For the fans. That's going to really count.
Absolutely. So there we go. We in Pittsburgh next week, 1:00. We'll see you next week, Mom. Browns go down again, 21-17 in a close one in the last minute. So tough one to swallow, but we'll figure it out and we'll get ready for the next one. So until then, I'll let your boy go Browns.
Go Browns.
All right.
Beat the Steelers.
All right.
All right.
All right. Bye.